Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back for your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you're all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. So a high-priced XRP. I've been talking about it for a while. The biggest thing when we talk about XRP, or any project on this channel for that instance, high prices. Where do they come from? How do they morph into reality? With XRP, it's in a very, very unique position. What do I mean by that? Well, the network effects for XRP could be so vast. You also have multiplier effects, which means when you have so much demand and you're locking up so much supply, the price of that asset could rise drastically. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I saw this post, and this post is really kind of speaking in the sense of on-demand liquidity raising the price of XRP. Can ODL raise the price of XRP? I respect some of the very smart people who say ODL will never raise the price of XRP, but that argument relies on some logic that I have trouble accepting. For on-demand liquidity to work efficiently, or for any bridging product using XRP, you need highly liquid markets and ideally a higher price. These same people say we need community devs to create the demand for XRP and raise its price, and then Ripple on-demand liquidity will benefit. By that logic, Ripple is waiting around for the community to create this demand and price raise. This seems absurd, and I completely agree. Imagine a large bank asking if they can move 100 billion of value in 3 seconds and Ripple replying with, no, we are waiting for the XRP ledger community to create demand and raise price. First of all, if Ripple does not have a plan for this post-lawsuit, I would be shocked. Second of all, if Ripple truly is relying on the community, they have a funny way of showing it. They should be going all in on community products that create utility, and they're not. Ripple is a business. I think this ODL price topic is a good one to debate, but if Ripple really wanted a community to create the utility of the coin they use, they would have switched to another coin with a better community of devs or created and funded a better community of devs. They have a plan for exponential demand of their products that use XRP, and I find it very hard to believe it involves the community as the linchpin. Now, a lot of people have been talking a little bit about this, but it's not absurd at all. It's the truth. Imagine a large bank asking if they can move 100 billion of value in 3 seconds and Ripple replying with, and again, we've already talked a little bit about it. That is also the truth. And David and others have said this many times. The answer is not we are waiting for the XRP ledger community, but that the liquidity is not there for that to happen. Why do you think they haven't onboarded any big banks for ODL, or the ODL volume remains low compared to XRP's total trading volume? Now, when we think about this, right, we also look at what's been happening with the XRP ledger in terms of liquidity. When we think about the actual liquidity behind XRP and the XRP ledger, that will actually come from the AMM, in my opinion. I really think that we are about to witness that issue in terms of liquidity being solved. That's where we start to see big banks being tapped in. But there was also another comment here, and it's actually from Santiago Velez. And if you guys know Velez, then you probably know who he is. But this is an individual that put out a response, and he said, with enough liquidity into enough currency pairs, it no longer makes sense to swap into and then out of the bridge asset. And instead, it starts making more sense creating a pool of reserves to make markets. This is how a reserve currency works, but it takes global network effects. Now, again, a lot of people will say like, oh, this makes XRP useless. And, again, I'm not trying to spread hate or anything here, but there's been a lot of prominent names around the XRP community saying XRP is essentially useless and that we need developers, we need builders, we need all of that. And, I agree to an extent, right? I think that the XRP ledger can definitely benefit greatly from builders, from developers, and so can XRP. But I also do think that when we really look at on-demand liquidity, I've said it many times, it's not a massive price driver, but what it does is it creates a very, very strong floor and an endless ceiling. So on-demand liquidity technically could be a price driver if there is enough demand. Right now, there's not enough demand, and it's going to take some time until we get to that demand. But this statement here, a lot of people kind of took it and ran with it and said, all right, well, this means that XRP is useless. But what it really is talking about is how it could set XRP into the stance of like the US dollar, for an example, where you have something that's highly liquid. It's basically in this AMM, if you will. We'll utilize the AMM as an example because that's basically what this is telling us. So you have XRP to USD, you have XRP to Euro, XRP to the Philippines dollar. Like you have XRP to all fiat pairs. That's where we have these currency pairs. Now, when we think about that, right, this will have this massive pool of XRP reserves where it's there, it's in the market making stage where it's making all of those markets. And now you can swap in and out of those currency pairs. And it's not just XRP making the transaction, it's actually on the AMM, but this is still going to create demand for XRP. It's still going to be a transaction and a settlement utilizing XRP. So a lot of people will say like, oh, this makes XRP useless. In fact, it actually just confirms and really, I would say, makes the use case potential of XRP even stronger in this sense. And I even said it over here. I've always looked at the potential network effect of XRP and the XRP ledger as being one of the largest. Take a look at what Bitcoin has achieved over time with just trading and holding of the asset. With XRP, the network effect could be tremendous considering more applications being built on the ledger combined with liquidity pools and on-demand liquidity. Imagine, right, how much XRP is going to be locked up in liquidity pools if this is the full focus of having XRP locked up in these liquidity pools and making these markets where you have XRP to USD and XRP to Euro. Imagine how much XRP would have to be locked up in those pools. Again, this is locking up a significant amount of XRP in terms of supply. Institutional DeFi initiatives are coming to the ledger as well, and tokenization is becoming a huge opportunity for many of these networks, and XRP is at the forefront. We might still be some time away from significant network effects, but moves are being made. In my opinion, XRP has unlimited untapped potential and the opportunity to have one of the largest network effects. And again, I will continue to say that even though people are taking these statements and running with it. They're even talking about how, this is, basically XRP becoming useless. But the AMM is a big, big deal. When we really think about how large this could be in terms of creating those markets, it really provides a stronger use case for XRP. Now, outside of this, right, the AMM also is a gateway to institutional DeFi initiatives. And when we go all the way back to 2020, right, we have this post from XRP Crow. Where do you see RippleNet in 5 years? We're talking about July of 2025, basically. Ripple is looking into offering other services through RippleNet, things like loans or maybe even DeFi services to institutional partners. Check this out.
Where do you see RippleNet in 5 years?
I kind of see a growth of the network to the point where so many of the payments that institutions want to make can be made on RippleNet that it's their first stop. So they want to make a payment, they're going to look to RippleNet for some way to settle it. One of the things that we've been working on is regional clearing partners, which are banks that have RippleNet connections to numerous other banks in that region. So we can, so you can sign up with RippleNet as an institution and get clearing into an entire region. We're also looking into offering other services through RippleNet, things like loans or maybe even if DeFi grows, maybe offering DeFi services to institutional partners. One of the unique things that Ripple has is we have our software in the transaction flow of all of these financial institutions and banks. So we can develop some new product or services or even something that comes from the DeFi space, and we can offer it immediately right into the transaction flow of those institutions. So using RippleNet as a platform to offer whatever new products and services emerge either from Ripple or from other people in the blockchain space, I think you're going to see more of that.
Now, as we really address this, it really takes me back to just this recent post as well from November of 2023 from David Schwartz. I think Ripple through the XRP ledger is right at the nexus of convergence of these DeFi technologies with institutional adoption and focusing on the specific problems that are necessary. Again, when we think about how much network demand there will be for the XRP ledger, even through these AMM pools, even through, just XRP being a settlement currency, or even just tokenizing on the XRP ledger, I think that everyone right now is getting so bearish and getting so impatient. They're coming up with these crazy ideas on how XRP is useless, essentially, which I find just crazy to me. And they're also demanding builders and developers. But what they're really looking at is Ripple. They're like, oh, why isn't Ripple providing investments into the ecosystem? The last time I checked, Ripple is not responsible for providing funds to the XRP ledger. This is crazy to me. If you really want developers and builders on the XRP ledger, why don't we come together as a community and build a community fund to provide investments into these projects? We could do that. It's decentralized. We want to fight this idea that, oh, the XRP ledger is centralized. Well, the best way to argue that is, hey, let's not look to Ripple to fund these projects. Let's actually ask the community to help fund these projects. The community around XRP is so vast. I would invest. I would help other projects. But the problem is like everyone is sitting here and they're trying to point the finger at the reason why XRP is not pumping or why XRP hasn't made a new all-time high in the last couple of years. And like, has everyone forgotten the fact that XRP just went through like one of the longest bear markets essentially because of the SEC lawsuit? I've talked about this. Even going back to 2021, it severely underperformed because again, the SEC completely halted XRP at the perfect time. And people will continue to say, oh, the SEC had they had no hand in suppressing XRP. Go back to right before the lawsuit happened. XRP was ready to take off. That's why we always look at $10 as being the initial target. But outside of this, right? Remember that every single institution is coming to crypto right now. It's not oh no, they might. No, it is. They will. Over here, we have the past couple of years have been a real tipping point for institutional DeFi, where even the biggest of banks are embracing this technology as the future, and they have to adapt or die. This is the president of Ripple saying this. This goes back to September. And this is also why when we look at what BlackRock is doing, when we look at what Franklin Templeton is doing, they are all embracing blockchain-based technology. They are all talking about tokenization endeavors. Even over here, you could see tokenization starting to heat up in a massive way. We're starting to see the BlackRock liquidity fund already surging to almost $275 million. We have the Franklin Templeton money fund on Stellar at $360.5 million. Like, they are here now. It's not a question of, oh, maybe institutions will adopt this technology. No, they already have. And what's crazier about all of this is, Ripple is actively hiring for institutional DeFi initiatives. So anyone that's pointing the finger at Ripple saying, oh, hey, they're not doing enough, guess what? They're already hiring for institutional DeFi initiatives on the actual XRP ledger, and the job description specifically mentions leveraging the XRP ledger, and I suppose the AMM will be a critical piece for their institutional DeFi solutions. As have been stated by several people, institutional DeFi will likely become a multi-trillion-dollar market. And I will argue that it's not even the idea that it will likely become a multi-trillion-dollar market. We know that it will. Why? Because think about it. They're already starting to push it to over $1 billion in terms of just tokenized treasuries. We're not even talking about private credit. We're not even talking about anything else. But think about some of these asset classes that are being tokenized. Real estate, a $300 trillion market, all right? By itself, equities, over $100 trillion. Think about how much money is out there that could very well be tokenized, and it could start on the XRP ledger initially. It could start anywhere. We're already starting to see major moves happening. But when we talk about those big markets being tokenized, that's where things get very exciting. Right now, we have tokenized treasuries, we have, private credit and stuff like that. Real estate is coming soon on RWA.xyz. But when we really start to see real estate taken off in a very big way, and we start to see, major banks launching tokenization endeavors around real estate, that's where we really look at the big money coming in. I do think that the XRP ledger is at the forefront of that. And like I said, institutional DeFi initiatives are happening here. And also remember that XRP Ledger Apex is going to be commencing very, very soon, June 11th through the 13th. This is hosted by Ripple and RippleX Dev. There's going to be a massive amount of attendees and speakers here. And this is all around the future of the XRP Ledger, trying to bring in some builders, trying to bring in some innovators that want to actually build out on the XRP Ledger. I would assume that we could very well see a lot of DeFi initiatives being talked about, maybe even institutional focus as well. I'm very excited about the future. But when we really talk about these big things happening around the XRP ledger and XRP, specifically like the idea of like a reserve currency or on-demand liquidity, raising the price of XRP. I do think that on-demand liquidity, concerning the fact that how efficient it really is in terms of moving money and settling money, it is going to be in high demand. It is going to create a ton of demand for even XRP. And when you combine this with the AMM, when you combine this with institutional initiatives and tokenization initiatives, I just don't see how XRP doesn't become a massive player in the world of DeFi, the world of institutions, payments, finance itself. And again, the network effects of all of this combined could be tremendous. We talk about Bitcoin, everyone talks about Bitcoin, but imagine the actual network effects for something like XRP in terms of utility network effects. That's where things get very, very interesting, and that's how XRP, in my opinion, becomes extremely valuable. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys would definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.